Hi guys, this is Tina, and today I thought we were going to talk a bit about soulmates and karmic relationships. This is the third video in the Twin Flame Soulmate series, and I will turn the camera around for you and we get started. Today I have placed the Soulmate card from this deck, the Romance Angels, for you here, just so you have something to focus on while I'm talking. So, what is a soulmate? Well, a soulmate is someone you immediately feel familiar with. And that is because you come from the same soul group of people and have shared many lifetimes together. So they are family, your spirit family, so to speak. Soulmates can be of both sexes and are not always romantic relationships. They can be friends, family, colleagues, and so on. But they are always someone with whom you share a deep bond. The purpose of soulmate relationships, then, it is coming together for mutual, spiritual and personal growth. And we have talked about this with soul contracts before, and for you who haven't heard the other videos, I will repeat it briefly. It is when you both agree before you enter this realm of the 3D world here on earth. You have agreed about things you need to learn, and that is what's called soul contract. So you and the other party have agreed before you came here to meet, to learn. Some of our soulmates are to be with us for a while, and then they move on. And some of them stays for a lifetime. So it depends what kind of relationship it is. And in this video I want to concentrate on the romantic partnership of soulmates. So, how do you recognize a soulmate? A very common question, I believe. As I said before, a soulmate is someone you immediately feel familiar with. You have no problem sharing personal stuff that you don't share with others. And you have this special bond from the start. In case of romantic soulmate relationships, you also feel a strong attraction to them. Very often it is like that. There can be some relationships when it starts out at a friendship and then deepens gradually, but I think it's more common that you feel this instant attraction to people. And the signs of a soulmate then, well, they are very much like ourselves. We share often the same interests and the same humor. We feel comfortable together. They feel like family. And it's not like in the case it often is with twin flames, so challenging because you go well together from the start. And a lot of the challenges that the twin flames have, you don't have, because you are on the same level very much from the beginning. Twin flames have to work a bit often to make it work. Well, if you are living in a relationship and you're not sure, am I with my soulmate or am I not with my soulmate? You feel kind of uncomfortable and you're getting a bit stuck. Then it might be time to move on. As we all know, as life goes on, people change. And sometimes one person grows faster than the other, and there is an imbalance in the relation, and there often is quarrels you cannot agree about things anymore. This can be a sign that a soul contract that you had with this person is running out, and that you are ready to move on to the next level in your life. So if you are living in a relationship where you don't feel content anymore, you have to think about these things. Maybe it is time to move on. If you are in that situation, remember to always detach with love. And be grateful for the lessons you had together with this person. Try to part as friends. And this is especially true if you have kids together. Because you will always be a part of each other's lives because of your kids. And therefore it will help them if mommy and daddy can stay friends. And remember, the love that you have shared, it will not truly go away. It can stay in your heart forever as a positive memory. But if you continue to stay in a relationship where you feel stuck, then it will get worse. And this is not good, either for you, your partner, or your kids. And here I want to say something about karmic relationships as well. Sometimes when we meet a romantic partner and feel an instant attraction to them, it can be because we have unfinished business with them from another lifetime. There is karma there that needs to be balanced. And if it is so, we have agreed while we still were in the spirit world to meet them and learn the lessons we need to learn from both sides. So this is actually a positive thing, even though it doesn't seem like it when you are there. The difference between a karmic relationship and a soulmate relationships are that the former are often imbalanced. There can be addiction involved, control issues that are binding the parts together in an unnatural way. And karmic relationships are often ruled by fear, and there's often jealousy. And the lesson we need to learn is how to break free from this fear and move on with our lives and our spiritual development. I lived for a long time in such a karmic relationship, and I actually mistook it for love for the most part of the relationship, because my husband was very controlling, and I thought he was considerate of me. But as years went by, I realized that he was scared. He was scared I was going to leave him. He was scared I was going to die. So he had to control me so nothing happened to me. And that was not a very sound relationship. So if this is if this is your case too, that you are living with somebody who's over controlling, then it most certainly is a karmic relationship. So we also have this abusive relationship and addictive relationships. And if you are living in a relationship where you are not free to make your own decisions, or where there is jealousy, even when there's no reason, when one or both of you are addicted to alcohol, drugs, or even sex, then you can be sure that this is a karmic relationship, and there's a lesson here to be learned. This is not God's or the angel's will for you to be stuck in such a marriage or relationship. And even though the other party assures you he loves you after he strikes you, for example, this is not love. A person who truly loves somebody, never strikes another person. And if you are living in that kind of abusive relationship, I am telling you now, move on. Get out of there before you get really hurt. Because they won't stop. They won't stop abusing you. They won't stop hitting you. And if you have kids and they have to watch this, where daddy strikes mommy, or mommy strikes daddy even, they will be marked for life. This is not a good relationship to grow up in. And there can also be uncontrolled jealousy, as I mentioned before. And if you have a husband or a wife who always checks your mobile phone for who called you, and always opens your mail and stand outside your work door when you finished work just to see if you are going to get out with a man or another woman, then this is not a good sign. And if there is addiction, alcohol abuse, for instance, as I mentioned, or drugs, this must be taken care of by professionals. You can never fix a person who are addicted to alcohol, because they have to realize themselves that there is something wrong, and you cannot make them realize that. They have to realize for themselves that this is not good for me. And before the person has come to that conclusion themselves, you cannot do a thing for them. The only thing that happens is that you become more and more belittled, and you actually, in some cases, start to think that it's your fault that he or she is drinking or abusing the drugs. It's your fault. And you become belittled and diminished to nothing. And if you have an abusive man or wife and you have kids, this is not good for kids to grow up in such a family. And the best thing you have to do for your kids, if you are living with an abusive husband or wife, is to go. Because they never will realize that something is wrong if you stay with them and try to help them all the time. So this is not love. And as I said, it's not God's and the angels' will for you to be in such a marriage or such a relationship. A person who strikes you, who hits you, does not live in love, but in fear. And fear always creates an urge to dominate. And whenever this ingredient is present, this is not true love. Because true love never dominates. True love gives freely. And that also goes for jealousy and trying to control the other party with money or other kinds of stuff to make them do what they want them to do. So don't mistake control for love, because it never is love. And I would like to say something about kids here too. If you have kids and are living in a relationship where there's always quarrels, or there is abusiveness, as I said, you hit each other, or you argue all the time, this is not good for your kids. And if you have a kind of ethics that tells you that you're not supposed to leave your husband or wife, because when you have married somebody, it's going to be for life. I was like that. And I struggled with myself for over 2 years before I dared to take the step. And I thought that God would condemn me for getting a divorce. But God does not condemn you. He does not want you to be abused. He does not want you to be controlled. He wants you to be free. Free to live your life in love. So, this is not good for your kids. And if you are living in a relationship like that, the best thing you can do for your kids is to walk away and take your kids with you if you can. When we have established that, I want to talk something about what to look for in a relationship as well. A true soulmate always cherishes you, and he or she always respects your decisions and your free will. They never try to dominate you. They respect your choices even though they don't like them, and they will love you for who you are. In a soulmate relationship, you never have to wear masks. If you are in a relationship where you feel a need to hide something from your husband or wife, you need to have a mask. You don't dare to tell them what you truly think or want. Then this is not a soulmate relationship. It is probably a karmic relationship. Because in a soulmate relationship, you don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to impress others with your looks or money or anything at all, actually. Because they will love you for who you are, for who you truly are. And they will even love your little quirks that you are trying so hard to hide from the world. They will love you not because of who you are not. They will love you because of who you are. And I really, 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 truly want for all of you to find your soulmate this year, if you haven't. And heaven is very much engaged, as I said before, in this, that we are going to live in true love relationships, where we cherish and respect each other, because then we mirror God. We mirror God's unconditional love. And that is what the world needs to see, my friends. The world needs to see unconditional love. If your love is conditioned, it is not love. So I leave you with that.